Hey, so I've been working on this build idea for the last few days. The main thing I wanted to do was abuse tinctures a little bit. You can see with my weird life setup here, that's what I'm doing. The way these work is with Sapper Seasons, obviously, it's got 1% elemental penetration per mana burn. Now, if you take this guy here, this Keystone Bloodsoaked Blade, tinctures inflict weeping wounds instead of mana burn, which basically means you lose 1% of your maximum life per second per stack. So I made my maximum life really low. It's down just below 100. 100 is the kind of cutoff there because I didn't read the new patch notes, but just found out from YouTube comments that the minimum it'll take off you is 1 life per stack. So that means that anything under 100 isn't really doing anything. Because I had my life all the way down to like 11, and I was still cutting off regen at like 360 stacks, which there should have been thousands, but yeah. So the minimum it takes up is 1 life per 1% now. You can see here my current regen is 370. That means that this build can go up to about 370 stacks without having to turn off the tincture, which is cool, so you can accumulate weapon penetration, which is great. So the reason I went, so I'm Lightning Strike, and the reason I went this build is A, because I needed a melee build, B, because Tricksters are tanky, so I was a Lightning Strike Trickster. Tricksters are super tanky. And C, I was actually leveling up another type of Trickster, so I was going to use Claws and like Frostblades. But I saw DS Lily's build, Trickster build, and it uses Ephemeral Edge, which works into this build completely with life reduction. See, it's got 25% reduced maximum life there. However, I do have a little bit of counter synergy as I have to use a Ming's Heart to get below 100 life without sacrificing too much. There's other ways to do it. Can use Eye of Cellular, not the upgraded Presence Cellular, but just Eye of Cellular. Use that with like another ring. You see it, my life went all the way down to 1, but if I take Ming's off, it gives me 148 life, which is fine, you know, I could chill with that. But then if I put on this ring here, got like 113. This is just a mirrored ring that takes off 300 life, gives intelligence. The thing is, this amulet does too much for the build, really. It does a lot of damage. So if it wasn't for this amulet, this is probably the setup I'd run instead, because you can mess around with this ring and like get super sick affixes on it. And it also, it doesn't reduce your maximum energy shield like Ming's does, because yeah, 25% reduced maximum energy shield is like such a big pain. But at the end of the day, if I chuck on a normal setup, like I've got 13,600. Like the reason I had so much energy shield is because of the intelligence from this. But I got 13,600. But on Ming's, just takes off 700, you know, down to 12,900. But yeah, I am obviously losing this lot. Later on, depending on how far I go with this build, I'll upgrade the Shav's Revelation to a Nimbus and take off Return Projectile support and put in Lightning Pen. Awaken Lightning Pen with the exposure and stuff. The build sort of revolves around the shield here, Eshi's Visage. This is what means I don't die to chaos damage. So chaos damage taken does not bypass energy shield while not on low life. So yeah, it's pretty sick. It's that's rather than having to use a Shav's Obviously, your shares just weakens the build completely. I'd have to choose another ascendancy if I had to use shavs. Probably wouldn't even do the build if I had to use shavs, to be honest. So yeah, that's what keeps me from dying. However, so yeah, if I turn the tincture on, over time your life sort of degens a bit. You lose little bits of life. So you have to kind of, I'll show you when I do a map, you have to kind of keep an eye on it. Because if you go below 50% HP, then you're on low life, and then the shield doesn't protect you. This is some cool stuff I thought I'd show you. So look at this. These are this crisscross here. These are both energy from withins. Now, if you read it, increases and reductions to life and radius are transformed to apply to energy shield. Now, having two crisscrossing like this, that means that it doubles the energy shield bonus that you get, but also you get 5% reduced maximum life instead of just no. Lucky, I'll take it out. So that's what it normally looks like with just one. You just get 5% increased maximum energy shield, 10% increased maximum energy shield. The life is just the life increases and reductions. It's directly transferred to energy shield. To get put two in crisscrossing, and they reduce maximum life. So that's this is another key to the build here. This is another spot you can reduce maximum life. Put an energy of within here, or energy from within here, and then that will crisscross, and you can get straight up energy shield right now. There will be like -4%, -4%, and then -7%. That's a lot of skill points then. So yeah, that's how this build gets to the low life levels. But there's plenty of other ways to do it. You can have two Ming's Hearts on it. You can dual wield ephemeral wedges. You can do all sorts of things to get low life. Flat life doesn't do so much, as you saw there. That's mainly the percentage life that does it quite a lot. There's also a helm. Show you. This is the helmet here. It has 24% reduced maximum life, and you regen 200 life a second, which is great synergy with the tincture thing. That basically means an extra 200 stacks you can get, and nearby enemy monsters have at least 8% of life reserved. So 8% less maximum life pretty much is all that means that other monsters have. So yeah, this will work well with builds that don't use energy shield helms. Anyway, it's so yeah, but this is another way to go about it as well. This particular build that I'm using here, I just so this particular build I'm using here, I use vitality pretty much. That's all, and some regen on gear. So boots, I crafted these boots myself. I just used intelligence essences until I got something usable. Crafted these gloves myself too with just intelligence essences again, but I'll probably end up trying to go with something with regen on them. It's good to stack up little amounts of regen, because every point is another stack you can have pretty much. Ignore my implicits on the boot. I'm trying to craft it. But yeah, you can see at the moment I've got 370, which means 370 stacks is kind of the limit for me at the moment. I could make it higher, but it's fine, to be honest. Get through a map with it. Actually, I'll show you a map so you can see the build in action. Take out my Harvey Scarabs. Yeah, I'll show you a map now so you can see the build in action. Oh, that's another thing too. So I've got different types of seasons here. So basically the differences between them is just the mana burn rate. So this one here is, yeah, almost perfect reduced mana burn. So so this is for like long maps. This is usually for if I'm doing harbingers, because harbingers just take forever to kill, right? Especially if you've got like 9 of them or whatever, or 12 of them in a map. This one is the super fast one. Always good to keep that around in case there's a starfall crater, because as soon as you change instance, obviously your burn resets. So that's good for like starfall crater or bossing. And then I got a medium one. Probably just chuck in my long one for now, because I don't know how long strand. Actually, no, I'll chuck in the medium one. So this gives me a burn every 0.67 seconds. So I'll cap out. It's 200 divided by points, so it's going to be about 130 seconds before I get max stacks. So yeah, you'll be able to see the bug as well. First thing, remember to turn on the sap. That's easy to forget. But yeah, you'll be able to see the bug. It'll start like Strand is actually pretty good for this build idea, just because it's a long map, so by the time you get to the bosses, you're doing max damage with your penetration. It's just a lightning strike build. Nothing too major. You can chuck the build idea on kind of anything that does elemental damage, obviously, with melee weapons. Or ranged weapons if you're a warden. Or a ranger, see. Flash and flame it. You can actually, there's quite a lot of cool things you can do if you have 2 tinctures. You can swap them in and out and keep the mana burn going. So you can like put on your fast tinctures and then put on slow tinctures after, or you can turn one off like every now and then, just because like you don't need a burst, and just keep one running. What are we up to? 158 stacks. You see my life's gone down to 55. Shouldn't really happen, because obviously I've got like 200 life regen over that, so it should be still sitting at 60. But yeah, that's why rather than having my life even lower, I've used like a lower quality Ming's Heart, so that I have more life. Because when I was down at 60, it seems like this bug here affects you more the lower life you have. So we're at 200 stacks, perfect timing. Ready to just ulti the bosses, I guess. But yeah, this is the build. Show the tincture turning off. So yeah, I'll just fast forward this bit. So yeah, it's about to turn off. You can see my life's gone all the way down. Still not in low life yet, which is good. So now it's down to low life. I think this is like a perfect life level for me, actually. So when it gets down to low life, we'll turn off the tincture. Nice. I think I'm going to stay around this life. Cool. Well, that's the build. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you want. And I'll catch you on the next one. Sweet. Catch ya.